What is up, YouTube? It is Davin Jackson, also known as DJax, back with another TryHackMe Advent of Cyber video. Today we're going to go through the day 3 walkthrough. Um, I usually do the live streams, but after the issues I had with streaming yesterday, I wanted to make sure that the video is still in good quality. And honestly, it's about 6:30 in the morning my time, and I wanted to make sure that I got this done. I have a lot of stuff going on with work today, so I wanted to make sure I just jumped on here and did this video. So we're gonna jump right into the Advent of Cyber Day 3. Looks like Dr. Katie Paxton Fear, also known as Insider PhD, did the video for today. Shout out to her. Please go check out her YouTube channel. She does really good videos and really good explanations of like API hacking and going through tools like FUF and stuff like that. And if she is doing the video today, then I'm gonna guess that again, maybe I'm wishful thinking, but I'm gonna guess that it has something to do with maybe API testing or something related to bug bounties, since she does a lot of work with bug bounties and stuff on her channel. But I guess we're gonna find out together. So let's see, we'll scroll down. Let's see, day 3, web exploitation, Christmas blackout. Grinch Enterprises have also tried to block communication between anyone at the company. They've locked everyone out of their email systems, and McSysadmin has also lost access to their admin panel. Can you find the admin panel and help restore communication for the best festival company? There's a start machine here, so it looks like there's a VM that we have to fire up, that you can fire up here, and you'll probably also have to do a fire up an attack machine. Anyway, sorry about that. Learning objectives. In today's task, we're going to be using our investigatory skills and techniques to discover unlisted content and attempt some common authentication using the clues around us. Okay, what is content discovery and why is it useful? Before we begin you looking for content, let's define what content actually is. Content is the assets and inner workings of the application that we are testing. Contents can be files, folders, or pathways that weren't necessarily intended to be accessed by the general public. For example, you may have a blog where you post about tasty treats. You want everyone to view all of your delicious snacks, but you don't want everyone to be able to manage what delicious snacks are up for review. You may hide the administrator panel away from the public. Okay, so this is like a WordPress site. Like, you don't want everybody to access the admin panel or anything from your WordPress site. Let's expand on this. Web servers, unless configured otherwise, are designed to serve these files and folders as long as you know the names. Content discovery is a useful technique to have in our arsenal because it allows us to find things that we aren't supposed to see. For example, we may be able to find configuration files, passwords and secrets, backups, content management systems, administrator dashboards, or portals. These are just some of the examples of the types of information that we may be able to uncover by discovering content. We can find these pieces of information because they are stored in either a folder, which will have a name, or a file, which will have both a name and extension. This means that we can search for files by their extension, for example, discovering text files with the extension txt. You can do this manually by thinking of some names such as admin or passwords txt and navigating to it in your browser. However, we can use tools to do this process for us at a considerably faster rate. Enter Dirbuster. Dirbuster is a tool that we can use to automate the tools for us. The tool works by accepting a word list, which is a file containing everything that we want to search for, and then a few other arguments. Let's demonstrate this to the snippets. So here you create a word list, and then you use Dirbuster will scan the website, santacookies.thm, for the folders listed within this word list. To use Dirbuster to discover content on this site, we would use the command dirb and provide some information such as the URL of the website and the location of the word list. Our final command would look like something similar to the snippet below. So you have dirb, the website, you want to check the directories, and then this is the location of your word list. Okay, so in the above we have provided dirb the following commands: URL, the location, full path of on our attacking machine of our word list. If you're unfamiliar, check out Linux fundamentals. Now, once we execute this command, dirbuster will search for the existence of a directory on the website using every value in the word list that we have created. So your ability to discover content is only as good as your word list. You will find another collection of open source word lists such as SecList. That's a really good one by Daniel Meisler or Meisler. I hope I didn't mispronounce your name, but everybody should probably have the SecList word list in their arsenal, as well as like the RockU TXT. I believe RockU actually has a new one that's a really large file, but you can go check that out. But yeah, good word lists are a very good asset to have in your hacking arsenal. Okay, you will find another collection of open source word lists such as SecList, where you may be able to use a combination of context and word lists to discover content. Okay, so then default credentials. Web applications and services often come with a default pair of credentials. Developers leave these credentials in place so that you can quickly get started with the platform, with hopes that you will change them. However, as you'll come to discover, not everyone does this, or in fact, applications often include other accounts that are not well documented. SecList also provides a word list for default credentials, which you can find here. And that's just a link to the SecList GitHub page, and you can look for the passwords and default credentials. For example, take a guess at using some common usernames and password combinations for privileged users. This could include administrator, password, administrator let me in. I've seen, so that's password 123, but I've seen combinations also like admin password, admin pass, real simple ones. By the way, public service announcement, please make sure you change all default passwords on anything that you have or you may get this Christmas season. People might get, cameras or routers or other like internet connected devices. Make sure you change the default passwords, because 'tis the season, and usually around holiday season or after the holiday season, people end up getting attacked because they install their new devices and end up forgetting to change those default passwords. I think last year during the holiday season or right after the holiday season, there was like a string of people attacking Ring cameras because they were able to access the default credentials. Okay, so that's the end of my rant. Sometimes these credentials are stored in the web application configuration files or public documentation. For example, this application, Bike IT, is an open source application for registering your bicycle to a community page. The administrator is enabled by default, with credentials provided in both the documentation and source code. Also, never leave hard-coded credentials in source code. That's for my developer friends. So here's just a photo of the README documentation, but then if you look in the source code, it has it here also. So administrator password is let me in 123, and then there's a note to change it, but obviously they never changed it. Unless the administrator installing this application changes the credentials, anyone will be able to log in using them if they know to look for these details being published, such as they usually are with open source projects, or are capable of guessing them. For today's task, you will need to deploy the vulnerable machine attached to this task by pressing the green Start Machine button at the top right of this task, and the TryHackMe attach box, which can be deployed by pressing Start Attack Box located at the top right of the room. Okay. And then here's some additional resources if you're interested in learning more or wish to apply your knowledge about content discovery and authentication bypass. Check out the following rooms on TryHackMe. So content discovery and authentication bypass. And this looks like a short one today, so it's 3 questions. All right, so let's just jump right into it. So sit at the top of the room. So you go. Let's just make sure we're in the room. We're in the room, right? Yep. So let's start up our attack box, and we'll start the machine. Okay, so it's going to be a few minutes. While we're waiting, again, I want to give a shout out to Katie, Insider PhD on Twitter, um, for doing the walkthrough video. I haven't looked at it yet because I wanted to give this a go before I watched it. Um, this seems like a very good um, video to do for day three. Going back to what I said earlier about people getting their gifts and getting a lot of electronic devices this year with default credentials. Um, Believe it or not, there are still companies and corporations that uh, still use default credentials on their web pages or their device pages. Uh, Routers, again, are a big example of um, default creds, especially if you get them from like your ISP, your internet service provider. Sometimes they'll even tell you not to change the password so that they can access it. I highly recommend changing it and letting them know that that it was changed, and if they need to do any type of troubleshooting, you can gain access, or you can give them the password at that point, and then immediately change it after. Um, Never leave the default credentials. Always try to use complex passwords, so uppercase, lowercase, special character, numbers, things of that nature. Or invest in a password manager, LastPass, Dashlane. There are a lot that you can check out. Um, but invest in one of those so this way you don't have to always remember complex passwords, but the password manager uh, basically remembers it for you, and all you have to do is remember the master password, which should also still be a strong password that's difficult to to crack. All right, so our attack machine is up, and it looks like our this is our attack machine. So this is our IP address, and then just have to get the IP address of the target machine. But let's just read this real quick. Machine access, TryHackMe, uses instructor. So wordless. The word lists are located in the user share word list. Okay, so let's open up another box here. Let's just put this, let's drag this underneath here so we can see what we need. All right, and now let's go over here. Seclist. Okay, so this looks like the IP address of the machine that we're attacking, right? So let's just open up Firefox, and we wait a little more. Okay, there we go. And it looks like the machine is 10.10.180.194. Okay. And Grinch Enterprises. Took a second for that to load up, but so 10.10.180.194 is the website. Grinch Enterprises, an email solution built for you with over 1,000 downloads. So this is the website. Um, since we're using, since the point of this room is to use directory brute forcing tools, I will not just manually start probing the website. So let's see if we just scroll down and get to the questions. It says the tools are located. So let's do this. Tools are located in desktop tools and OPT. So let's go to CD desktop. You can hit that tab for auto completion, and then we'll go to tools, and then we'll hit ls. Looks like there is a word list in here. Oh, I'm sorry, word list is a directory, so I meant to do that. And then we hit ls, and then we have derb, fast track, derbuster, metasploit, rocky, txc, seclist, python for pen testers, and wordlist.zip. So let's go into, let's check out derb. Not dird. And then we have big. See, there's mutation, Spanish, stress, flown, small, common, and indexes. So we're gonna look at. We're probably gonna use. Let's do cat. Start with small txt. And this looks like it has a pretty decent sized word list from here. I think we'll start with this one. I think this should be fine. Alright, so we'll hit Control C to back out. Let's clear this screen. And then remember, desktop tools, word list, derb. Alright, so we're going to hit CD. So now let's just bring up derb. Man, I am messing up here. Derb. Okay, so we have derb. Okay. Let me do that. Alright, so let's clear the screen again, and then we're going to hit derb. We're going to spell it right this time. And the site that we want to access is 10, so HTTP 10.10.180.194 / and then we're gonna say the word list is located. Alright, and then we're just gonna paste what we had before and clean it up a little bit. Let's move this, and then let's put this little tilde thing here. So what I'm doing here is saying that the word list is in root, desktop, tools, word list, derb. Come on, there we go. And then if you hit tab twice, it'll show you everything that's in that folder. And then we'll do, we said small.txt. Okay, and we'll hit go. And let's see, immediately it looks like there's admin, assets, JavaScript, and PHP my admin. So I think we're just going to focus on /admin. You could have also did this manually, but yeah, we're just gonna hit this website here. So if we right click and hit open link, and sure enough, we have our username and we have our password and login. So I'm pretty sure that was the answer to the first question, but now let's see what we can do. So using one of these combinations, let's say the username is administrator, and let's do password 123. Do not save. So invalid username or password. Okay, so that was wrong. So let's just try administrator. You successfully logged in, and I think that's about it. So we now have access. So we can edit user, delete user, because we're in the admin panel. Because there were only 3 questions, let's just see what happens. So, using a common word list for discovering content to enumerate 1010. Oh, I should have just looked at the question first. Find the location of the administrator dashboard. What is the name of the folder? That was admin. In your web browser, try some default credentials on the newly discovered login form for the administrator user. What is the password? That was administrator. And then what is the flag? This looks like the flag down here, so we're just going to copy it. Where's our clipboard? Okay, just put it there. Copy it from there and hit paste, and we'll hit submit, and we are done. So that was day 3 of the TryHackMe Advent in Cyber event. This one was a fairly easy one, but it's a very important one to know. Content discovery is very important when you're doing pen testing, and the idea of using secure passwords and not using default passwords is also important to remember. So to do a quick recap, we logged into the website, we accessed the website, used Derb to do some content discovery, and we found that there was an administrator panel, and then we used some default credentials with the password administrator and username of administrator getting into our admin panel here. So now we have Santa, Elf, McSkitty, and Rudolph. I don't want to edit anything or delete anything because it didn't tell me to, and that would be out of scope. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Leave a comment if you have any comments or any suggestions that you would use. There's other tools out there like Dirbuster, which is like the graphical user interface version of Derb. There's FF, which is another tool that deals with content discovery. There's a bunch of different tools. But yeah, leave a comment in the video of what you thought, and please remember to like, share, and subscribe. Click the bell for notifications so when we go live you'll be notified, and I will see you guys in the next video. You guys take care.